Hey everybody, my name is Natalie Duncan-Emmons. I wanted to thank you for listening to this episode of The Morning Show. I'm the creator, the producer, and the host of the show. We want you to check out our website. It's themorningshowwithnatalie.com. You can go to that website. You can see all about our sponsors, all about the show. You can even listen to live episodes while they're going on right there from the website. Another way to listen to the show live is go to Live 365. You can download that app and just search for The Morning Show. It's right there. Super easy. We want you to hit the like button and subscribe to this channel if you will. That way you can keep up with what's going on the morning show. Thank you. I hope you enjoy it. My name is Natalie Duncan-Emmons. You are listening to The Morning Show. We are celebrating a new album this week by our friends, the Steeles. And I'm delighted to have Brad Steele of the group here on The Morning Show to talk about this new project. Good morning, Brad. Welcome to The Morning Show.
Good morning. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Well, we are excited about this. I've been a Steeles fan for a long time. I was first associated with the group back in the late 80s, a long, long time before you were ever around. A long time
ago. Yeah, that dates me a little bit.
Yeah, it does. It means I'm really old. But I met you one time when you were a little bitty boy. I can't remember how old you were, but you were just running around with that little black hair. But I've never met you as an adult. But I'm a major fan. I'm an absolute major fan. And I have said it on this show before that you are truly one of my favorite young artists in gospel music.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that, especially since you called me young. I turned 30 later this year. So for somebody to call me young still, that feels good.
You still fit in that category, my friend. You do.
Good deal. Deal. Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, you're a terrific talent, a great voice, a great musician and songwriter, and you just make Southern gospel music better because you're in it. Let me say this about Brad Steele, too. He's not just a great musician. Brad, you're a very successful YouTuber, and I personally subscribe to that channel and enjoy your videos. The most recent one that I watched was about Chris Stapleton singing the national anthem at the Super Bowl. You were point on about that.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. I started the YouTube thing as a way to get an audience centered around music so that eventually I could promote my own music as well as the Steeles and everything, kind of hopefully have a new audience to show the music. And it's worked out pretty well. I know there were people commenting on there just over the last few days that they went and checked out the new album. And, that's people that would not have checked it out, otherwise probably. So really glad to be able to have that platform to kind of bring a new audience in.
Well, I would definitely say it worked. When I say Brad is a successful YouTuber, I mean that. The last time I checked, he had about 187,000 subscribers. And when you look through his videos, some have 1 million views, over 1 million views, 700,000 views on some of these videos. It's big, big stuff. And if you like that sort of thing, if you enjoy YouTube, I want to encourage you to go out and subscribe to Brad Steele's channel. It's fun, it's enlightening, and it is entertaining. So there's that. Go subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
I could have said all that, but it would have just sounded like I was just being a promoter.
Well, that's my job.
Yes, I appreciate it.
Well, we're here to talk about that new album, Be the Reason. Brad, this is the first album that the family's put out since 2020, if I'm correct. And it's following some pretty big shoes because that album, A Song to Remember, was one of the best albums of 2020, in my opinion. But you guys did not disappoint with this Be the Reason. I know you do a lot of solo stuff, but what was it like to be back in the studio with your family?
Man, it's always great. It's always great. Of course, there's a level of comfort there with family, but also with somebody like Wayne Hahn. I mean, he's kind of like family to us. He made a Facebook post, Wayne did, about the album the day it released, and he said, congratulations to my second family, the Steeles. Wow. I think back in the mid-90s, the Steeles were the first, at least one of the first artists that he worked with upon coming to Nashville. So, he always says back then he watched me get my diaper changed in the studio. It's how long we've known each other. So now we're working together, like we are now on this. And so there's a comfort level with him, and everybody at Stowtown Records is just so helpful and encouraging and great at what they do. So it's just been a very, very joyful, great experience all around to be in there working on something that we all love and are passionate about. So
Yeah. Well, I bet so. That Stowtown's a big name over there.
yeah, they're just great people that work at that label. So
yeah. Oh, I bet. Well, Jeff Steele has always been one of the most recognizable voices in all of gospel music. And if you know that voice, you cannot mistake it for anyone else. And he has the lead on this title track, Be the Reason. Look, let's just get this out of the way. Did you guys write all of this? Because y'all are known for being fantastic songwriters. All right, how many songs are on the album? Is it 6, 8, 10? I mean, I've heard the whole album through several times, but how many are on there?
There's 8 songs.
That's what okay, 8.
Yeah. And I co-wrote all of them. And then Dad, most of them. Dad's on most of them. So
well, he sings the lead on Be the Reason. It's the title track.
Yeah.
Did he help write that one with you, or was that one just you?
Absolutely. That was me and Dad, and then a guy, writer friend of ours named John Mathis Jr., who some might recognize his father, was country singer Johnny Mathis. And John, the 3 of us have written 3 songs together. One was Not One Word that the Collingsworth family cut, which was nominated for a Dove Award last year. And then one was a Christmas song called Christmas More Than Ever that we put out that's done really well. And then this one, which ended up being the title cut. So we're 3 for 3 on songs. We need to write together more.
You guys are on a roll.
Yeah. But us 3 wrote the title song.
But Brad, you know what my choir at Salem Baptist Church in Lake Mississippi sang Sunday at Salem Baptist Church? You know what we sang Sunday?
Well, I could guess, but I'm gonna let you tell me.
Not One Word by the Collingsworth.
You know, would you believe your church is the 3rd church I've seen that sang that? Is that not unreal?
Isn't that crazy? Well, it's a good one. It ought to be sung. And we had a time too.
Well, I appreciate that.
It's good.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate that. I literally clicked on 2 churches back to back on Facebook yesterday that were singing that song, and then now to hear about that very much. Everybody that, if your church is out there, you're listening to this and y'all are singing that song, that's amazing. I appreciate it.
Well, it's a good one. Let's take a break here and play the new one that you 3 guys have written. It's the title track of this album. If you have not downloaded this wherever you get your music, well, this would be a really good time for you could play all 8 of them, but we don't have time to do that. Of course, 100 different altars. We're not going to play that one in the interview today because we've been playing this one for weeks on the show. It was the first release off of the single. And I just want to say, what a song. The first time I ever heard this, your dad sent it to me just via text message, and it was just you at a keyboard. I don't know if you were just singing it in your phone, but it was just a rough, it was raw. I mean, you had just written it, but I'm hearing it that way. It was just as strong and just as powerful as the final cut was. This is just a fantastic song. And it looks like watching it on the Singing News, the Power 50, and now the top 20 that they have out, it looks like this one is either going to get really high or maybe even number 1. What do you think?
Well, it's obviously we're just honored that it's as high as it is now, but a lot of people say it's not about the chart, it's not about winning anything, and it's not. Let me say that. It's not about that. That's not the ultimate goal. But it is still pretty cool. I mean,
sure.
It's still pretty neat. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's not the be all end all, but we're all lying if we say it's not. At least it's kind of cool. It's kind of neat for that to happen. So, this song's a special one. And you mentioned the recording right after it was written, sitting at the piano, just kind of raw. This song had just been written, probably is the one he sent you. I still feel as special about it now as I did then. I mean, it's just maybe Wayne Hahn that said this is the message that the church needs. This is the message that we need now more than ever. So I'm very, very excited about it, no matter what it does on the chart, honestly. But I'm excited about it either way.
Well, it's a good one. Another one that I like, and I want to play it now, if we can take the time to do it, is called "On the Way." But this song is just full of hope, and it is eat up with Brad Steele. I mean, I think I could close my eyes, and somebody else could be singing it, and I would go, "I think Brad Steele wrote that," because it's just so Steele's. You know, it's great.
Yeah.
Tell me about writing
Thank
this
you.
one.
Man, I will have to. I'll give you the short version because I know we don't have all day, but this song especially, two of my best friends in the world, they're married to each other. I've known both of them for, gosh, 16, 17 years. And their daughter she developed epilepsy at a very young age, like barely even in the world, baby. For years, they're trying to find answers, was not getting any better, trying new medications, nothing would work. She was having, so many seizures a day that she was getting sent home from school because she couldn't even concentrate on what was going on. It was just the hardest thing, and it went on for years. And our community, our church was praying over their family and rallying around them, and just every report, just nothing. And during that time, these are my best friends, in the world going through this, and their daughter Ellie is like another, I don't have kids yet, but she's like another niece to me. And I was just so heavy hearted, and I started working on this song, and it was so heavy at the time because this is how we all felt. I had to go to Dad and ask him to help, finish it, because like, I don't know. I don't know what all to say, because, this is such a hard situation. He obviously knows about the situation too, because these two best friends of mine are the associate pastor, and the wife is on the praise team in our church. So we all know about the situation. And thankfully, by the grace of God, I can sit here and tell you that she has since had an operation, and she's been seizure free for this summer will be 2 years. So praise God for that. Their miracle came.
Yeah.
But it's our hope that this song can continue to encourage people who are still waiting. And I know that family, my friends, have already posted this song on a pediatric epilepsy group on Facebook, and are getting overwhelming response from people who said this song's their prayer, for their kids. I try not to get choked up and emotional talking about that, but it's unreal that a song that, we weren't planning on putting it on our album at the time. We were just trying to cry out to God with a song like this, and ends up making the album, and people are touched by it. And I hope it encourages people who are waiting on their miracle to come.
Well, I'm glad it made the album. It should be on the album. Hold on. You may not see your answer right now, but the answer is on the way. That was a good one. Love that.
Yeah, that was me and Dad wrote that. Would you believe that song, originally I was trying to write something to try to pitch to the McCameys, because they were getting ready to do their last album. And I thought that would be, the McCameys, they're kind of iconic and legendary, and I wanted to kind of get on their album. So I thought that, let's take turns bragging on Jesus. I was like, I could see Peg up there kicking her shoes off, singing that.
Yeah, I can too.
Yeah. And I even in my mind, I heard it, but so their album came and went, and I just didn't finish the song. I didn't get to pitch it to them. So fast forward, me and Dad are sitting in a room trying to come up with ideas, particularly for our album, but also songs that we could sing at church. And this song kind of came up again. And I thought, I was like, we don't kick our shoes off or anything. We're probably not gonna be like Peg, but we can kind of make it into a kind of an anthem to sing at church. And the way it's turned out, Wayne's arrangement on it is just so much energy, and it's kind of that Holy Ghost song. Every album's got to have that one. It's like, let's go to church, and this is kind of that song that, and I've already heard from different praise teams and praise choirs at their church that are already inserting this one into the repertoire. So we're very excited, and this song is one of my favorites on the whole thing.
Well, it sure was a unique way of phrasing it. Bragging on Jesus. I don't think I've ever heard that before. That's really cool, Brad.
I want to say I heard Jackie Wilburn say that once.
Yeah.
And
It sounds like something he would say on one of those live albums. We're just bragging on Jesus.
I think it was him. It may have been him. It was a live album. I know that. I heard somebody say it. Let's just take turns bragging on Jesus. So
isn't that something? All right, a song on there, Every Almost. That features your mom, Sherry. That's a fun one. I like that one. But my favorite upbeat song on the album is one called On the King's Shoulders. Wow. Now, this is a winner right here, Brad. I love this. I hope y'all will release this eventually.
Oh, me too. Me too. It's very, very groovy, groovy, and got some soul to it. It kind of follows we've had a lot of fast songs over the years. Most recently, A Song to Remind You, and Glory, and back in the day there was Oh What a Mighty God, and some of those others. This kind of follows that same, just kind of gets stuck in your head. So I apologize to anybody. This song is stuck in your head and you hum it all day. It's catchy. It's easy to learn, easy to sing along to, and like I said, very groovy. Gets you moving a little bit.
Oh, it's just eat up with the Steeles. They've always had a feel like this, always. It's one thing I've always loved about them. I mean, this just feels like the Steeles. And I do want to take the time to play this one because it's just cool. If you don't get the album for any other reason, you need to go get it to show. And I want to take the time to thank you for spending a little time on the morning show. We love the album. We encourage everyone to download it or order it. Get your hands on this however you listen to your music. And Brad, it's been a true delight to talk to you. Your dad has always been one of my favorite people in gospel music. He is a giant of a man, of a singer, of a songwriter, and possibly the greatest radio personality I've ever known anything about. But today we got to meet and experience Brad Steele, and I've enjoyed that. We congratulate you on another incredible album, Brad.
Thank you so much for having me on. It's available anywhere that you listen to music. It's there. So go give us a try, and I appreciate you having me on, Natalie.
And we've all shared the link. It's on Brad Steele's, Jeff Steele's, the Steele's official page. I've shared it. It's out there. It's so easy to find. No excuses. Go get the album. Brad, you have a friend on the morning show. Don't forget it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right, we've enjoyed it. We're going to go out this morning with one more off of the album. It's called Undefeated, and it'll sure get you going. So one more off of Be the Reason album. I hope you'll get it today.